So just dealing with.
All right, all right. Make sure this is working.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's,
Then we'll get started. All right, we're live on Instagram now. Look, it's the Shea Show. This is weird not having the boys yet. The boys will, or well,
oh wow. Okay.
Murph will be here in just a minute. Hi, Instagram friends. Hello. So Murph is hopping on soon. Rob is taking a family night, but we have Eric Johnson in person. And I'm so excited. This is going to be a fun show, but I just feel like I'm just going to get jealous the whole time. Murph was like talking right before the show, and he's like, Eric, do you want like a coffee? We have like meats and cheeses and stuff. I was like, I want to be there. I want to have meat and cheeses with you guys. So it's kind of, I feel sad that I'm not there in person. Jamie, yay! Thank you. See us on YouTube. Awesome. I'm so glad you're here, Jamie. Bob, David, Sharky Chicky, and we got some TikTok friends too. Thank you guys for being here.
Okay.
Oh, Savannah, our little sister. You're just the podcast little sister. That's what I call you.
All right.
You're here. Welcome, Heather. Hi, friends. The boys are getting, I always refer to Murph and Rob as the boys. These are the new boys. The boys of tonight are getting on. So they're joining TikTok. And they'll be on here soon. We're live, by the way, boys. Just so you know, we're live. So don't say anything you don't want to be said.
Freeze.
Freeze.
Deer in the headlights. Hey, everybody.
I'm jealous.
Let me go
you guys get fun snacks and stuff without me.
We got some snacks. We got a Premier Protein espresso. I made him my the Murph special. All right, and oh, I have to turn my camera on. Is that it? Yes.
People are gonna be like, Rob looks really different.
There we go. This is Mr. Eric Johnson, all the way from Detroit.
Hey.
Yes. I know we got a different crew tonight. This is fun though. We haven't done a happy hour with a guest, I feel like, in a long time.
No.
Yeah.
Matt and Rob.
Oh, that's true.
In that seedy hotel room.
Yeah.
That was the last time, I think. But yeah. It's
well,
cool
did you explain did you explain to Eric the happy hour and like how it might be good to just re-explain it to him and maybe our guests who are joining us maybe for the first time? Do you want to explain that, Murph, what we're doing here?
Yes, I do, Shay. Thank you. So yeah, we do happy hour at 8:30 because we want to talk to you guys and see how you're doing, what's going on in your lives, and talk about some non-scale victories, because those are some of the things that we sometimes tend to overlook. And a non-scale victory can be huge. And in a community where we focus so much on the scale and those numbers and the BMI, don't get me started on BMI. There are more important things. What are you guys up to? What are you guys doing? Just wearing a seatbelt on the airplane, without needing the belt extender, riding a roller coaster, going rollerblading, running with your kids. I mean, these are things that some of us haven't done in years. Mm-hmm. Let's celebrate these little victories and make them some big. It's a big win. Don't sell yourself short. So we come on here for 30 minutes. And it's not a whole lot of time. So we want to cram them in.
That's right. So those that are watching, in the comments, start putting in your non-scale victories. We'll start sharing ours, but as soon as we see them come up, we'll start reading them. So, and again, non-scale victories, I know we say it in the weight loss community, but even if you're not a bariatric patient or you're not on a weight loss journey, it's applicable for anybody. Just what are your guys' wins this week? And I have a really fun one that I'm really excited about because we took a break last week. I didn't get to share it. So can I kick it off? Rob is normally here, like, begging for attention. So it's weird. I feel like we have more time to share.
I know. I can actually see Shea past them thighs.
I know.
So this is nice. No, I'm just messing. So go to live and then turn it down all the way. We're gonna jump on Eric's phone because I don't have my burner. Yeah, I think you just tap there and then turn.
Perfect. We got some good ones coming in on Instagram already, and TikTok. Feel free to put in your non-scale victories too.
Yeah, so you can follow along.
Okay.
There you are.
Yeah. Nice. There you go. So I'm excited. My non-scale victory was I got my wedding ring resized. I was really excited about that. My fingers are kind of small anyway. Even when I had more weight, they've been small. So I didn't think that I was going to need to get it resized, but I was doing laundry. This was probably like a couple months ago now. And my wedding ring like flew off into the dryer. And I was like, that's not good. So I probably need to get it resized. So it was great. We got it resized. And on Valentine's Day, it was ready. And so now it fits. It doesn't fly off anymore. And that was something I was really excited about.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Eric? Do you have any non-scale victories the past week or two? Anything?
Well, you know what? When you brought up the fact as far as like with the being on the airplane.
Yeah.
Oh man, that just brought back memories because I literally remember trying to being on the airplane and just trying to sit down. I literally had to get not just one extension, not just two, but actually 6 extensions.
Wow.
I mean,
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So I remember that. I started sweating when you said that.
Yeah.
I'm like, so just being able to overcome that, and
that's incredible.
I don't need any extensions.
That's incredible.
How I'm so curious too, because that must have been just like, it's like stressful traveling as it is, especially when you're in a larger body. It's just there's a lot of stressors. Like, how did that feel asking like the flight attendant? Like, did you know you were gonna need 6, or did you have to keep asking, like, oh wait, I need another one? Like, what was that like?
It was funny because the first time I got on, and I knew I needed extensions, I asked the flight attendant. I was like, I tried to get on to the flight early, so it was just a few people on the flight. So I tried to ask the flight attendant, just secretly, like, hey, I'm going to need some extensions. So I'll never forget. She was like, well, just hold on for a minute, hold on. Let me get a few people on or whatever. And then she just was like, kind of blowing me off a little bit. And I'm like, look, hey, I still need this extension. I was trying to hurry up and put them on before everybody got on, but it was crazy. It was crazy during that time. I'll never forget that. Yeah.
Wow. What about you, Murph? Do you have any NSVs?
Oh man, throughout the week I try to think of like something that
I have one.
Pass.
For you.
Come back to me.
Okay, no, I have one for you. No, I loved watching your daddy-daughter dance. I thought that was really fun. I feel like that's a non-scale victory.
There we go. There we go. That's true. That's a really good one. This is the second year that I was able to go to the daddy-daughter dance. And this year I was able to not just take Winnie, but Jude was able to go and Lila was able to go. And I was on the dance floor, the whole time and just cutting a rug and having fun. And I had some punch and some cookies and was just able to live it up with my kids and share those moments.
I loved it. I loved how Jude was feeling 22. He was like really feeling 22 with Taylor Swift. He was getting down.
For real. My sister-in-law took him and she was like, wow, he like really goes off on his own and like he's a very independent dancer, isn't he? And I was like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I've never seen him act like this before. And so
he gets that from Uncle Rob.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Well, hey, we have some really good NSVs I'll start
Okay.
reading some of the Instagram ones. I don't know if we're getting any on TikTok. I haven't seen any come through, I don't think, but maybe
I'm not
Murph, you
seeing any
can.
on. Yeah, I'm not seeing any
Okay.
on TikTok either.
Okay. So Bob said on Instagram, the scale hasn't moved, but I don't care because I'm happy. I
There
love
we go.
that, Bob. I
Nice.
There
love
we
it.
go.
That's amazing.
I love that
Ooh,
Bob
this
too.
is, yeah, I love Bob, period. And I love that for you, Bob,
There
period.
we go. I love that Bob. I love that Bob specifically. Exclamation mark. I love that
Yes.
Bob.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Good for you,
then
man.
Jamie said, last Saturday, I walked 7+ miles around Disney with no wheelchair. I have not even done that prior to breaking my ankle. That is incredible, Jamie. And I know you've had a lot of stuff going on, and still, though, you're just such a warrior, such a fighter, and congrats. That's so cool. And Disney,
Yeah.
anything Disney, I'm going to be excited about. Oh, look, I love that. Muscle Mama VSG said BMI can kiss my obese ass. I like that. So true.
Don't get me started on BMI. Goodness.
Farm DBBSG said, I can wear my husband's shirts for the first time ever. Yes, I love that too. I finally can also, which I don't think Dylan appreciates so much. There's this one jacket we got him from Costco. I think it's the matching one that you have, Murph.
The one that I have, yeah.
Yeah. And I steal it from him all the time. So I would say that's an NSV for me, but not so much for Dylan, because he ends up not getting to wear it. He's like, you should have just gotten one for yourself. I'm like, no, but it's cool. I'm wearing yours.
That thing is warm. That is like the warmest
It is.
jacket hoodie thing I've ever had in my life. And I didn't get it from there. I got it from a thrift store, of course, because I thrift everything. And it was brand new. And I've not taken it off. I mean, it is so warm.
I know.
I haven't even had to wear my coat this winter. I just put that jacket on. And
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So that's why I steal it from Dylan.
Exactly.
Let's see. Oh, we have Savannah, which is Murph's sister biologically, but really like she's the waiting table sister. She said, I've been doing protein coffee in the mornings and I have had so much more energy. Yes, girl. Everyone loves a good coffee.
There it is. Yep.
Hey.
Yep.
Did you do your special Murph coffee
I did.
for Eric? What did you do?
He's got the Premier Protein cafe latte flavor with 2 ounces, a 2-ounce shot of espresso, a little bit of cookie creamer, and I think that's all we put in it.
This is good. This is good.
That's a
do you like
drink.
it?
I do.
That's a good drink.
We call when Murph drinks a lot of coffee, he'll get really like hyper, and so that's when we refer to him as Java Murph. So now you can be Java Eric with Java Murph.
Java Murph.
Nice.
Yeah,
this is really good. I think I'm gonna have to try this one again myself.
Nice. See, Murph, you got to put out your own Profi cookbook recipe. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could fill a book.
There you go.
But they would all be cafe latte because that's really the only one that I like. I don't like the chocolate or the vanilla or the cookies and cream.
Well, but I feel like you do different flavors, right? Don't you do kind of different syrup and flavors in it?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Somebody asked me if I was a bartender one time. They're like, you're just
I could see that.
Good. Yeah. Like, no.
All right. Let's see. Just looking for some more. I think I'm
all
caught
we got
up.
on StreamYard. Is that David? Yes.
Do you want to read it? You can read it.
Oh, did I just botch his name? Hold on. I'm trying to remember. Is that David Hess from the...
David.
Is that his name? First name? David? Right? Okay. I just drew a blank for a second. He just said he can't wait. He's watching. And then Anne said, hi, I feel like I know you personally, but while I'm up 15 pounds on the scale, I also am celebrating running a long run of 24 kilometers.
Okay.
Good
yes.
for you, Anne. Stephanie Rose is here. Hello. Your tubes are out.
Yay.
And you did it. Congratulations.
Yeah, she was having, I think it was testing. I think that was a test, right, Steph? I was a little confused on what you were having done. I need to go back and catch up on your videos and stuff, but I think it was a test to test something. So I'm glad that it's done and that it went well.
She was testing you to see if you actually watched her videos or not, and you totally
Yeah, exactly, which I failed.
That's what just happened.
pH monometry. Yes. Again, don't know what that means. I'm going to have to catch up on your videos.
Phenometry. Yes.
I'm curious, since we have Eric on, like we talk about our NSVs all the time, but what have been some other NSVs for you just in your journey?
You know, I don't know who that chimed in, and they spoke about their amusement park.
Jamie, yeah, Jamie's one of our friends. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And so I can kind of relate to that as well. One of the things that I wanted to do when I first started losing weight was like, I want to walk the entire park. So in the Midwest, you have Cedar Point, that's in Sandusky, Ohio. And, you know, that was one of the parks that I was familiar with. And so when I gained so much weight at one point, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't walk the park. I couldn't get on any rides. I mean, you just try to get on the rides and have it secured on you. I couldn't do any of that. But after I lost all the weight, walked the park like 2 or 3 different times. They have the carts that will go all the way from one
like
side
the sky,
of the park.
The sky tram.
Yeah, the sky tram will go all the way from one side of the park.
You don't need that.
To the next. No,
we don't need that. We don't need that.
That's amazing.
So that was cool. Yeah, I can't wait to go back.
Heck yeah.
And I've never been to Cedar Park. I know Murph is, or that's the one that you guys go to, right, Murph?
Cedar Point. Yeah, we're actually planning a trip now.
For Cedar Point.
And, and Rob said he might come down, and you should come out, and then we'll grab Eric on the way.
That's right.
And
yes. When are you? Wait, did you say you have a date of when you're going?
We don't have a date yet, but it's definitely in the works. Yeah, we're gonna get our winter trip out of the way first, and then we'll do that probably later in the summer. Yeah. Oh, I love Cedar Point, though. I mean, my grandpa used to
That'd be fun. I want to go.
Oh, it's a blast.
You got to make sure you come out.
It's America's roller coaster.
Yes. Well, and those that are joining too, I am in the works. I've been talking about this for a long time of getting, because Disneyland is my drug of choice because I grew up in LA and it's close. So I'm in the works. I think I will be able to do a Disneyland bariatric meetup. I don't want to do like a big event. It's going to be more casual of like, this is when I'm going to be at Disneyland. Come if you guys want to, and we're going to have a kick-ass time. So I think that I'm going to be able to make that happen this year.
That would be sweet.
So you're just going to put it out there, and then like if people want autographs and stuff like that, they just got to get like in a line at the...
Like no, not autographs. We're gonna just go like tear up Disneyland, just take down the town of Disneyland. We're gonna just go have some fun. There's this cool brewery that's in downtown Disney that I was thinking maybe I would rent out the space or like part of or a room or something to have dinner one of the nights. But yeah, stay tuned. I think we're gonna get our Disney meetup. I think that'd be so fun. I've been wanting to do that forever.
Very cool.
Nice.
Very cool. Very Disney.
Yes, Steph, we can do a lightsaber fight.
Justin's in the house. What's up, Justin?
Justin from Boston, who's not really from Boston.
He's not from Boston.
Let's see.
Any more non-scale victories? TikTok is kind of flopping tonight, and that's okay. Not getting anything over there, but we got our family here on Instagram, and any other non-scale victories anybody wants to share? Any new recipes? Maybe we got to fill 9 minutes here.
Well, just a reminder, me and Mel, we've been doing every Tuesday night a new recipe. So if you guys want some recipes. You can go to the link in my bio on Instagram, on TikTok, and get our free ebook that's sponsored by ProCare. That's been so much fun. We took a break off this week, but we're going to be back next Tuesday. Can't remember what recipe we're doing. Oh, I think we're going to do tater tot casserole next week. Maybe I'm going to have to check with her. Yeah. So this recipe ebook has been so much fun. We did taco casserole, we did protein pancakes, and then we still have tater tot casserole, and we're going to do bean dip, not casserole, but just like a bean dip. So if any of those recipes sound good, you can get those for free by going to the link in my bio and downloading our ebook. So been fun doing some fun new recipes with that.
And you can join Shea and Mel as they make these recipes Tuesday nights on Instagram.
5:30 Pacific Standard Time. Yep. And Instagram and TikTok. We're doing
TikTok.
both.
I was going to say it's on TikTok too. Yeah. Sweet.
Nice.
Hey, look, that's right. Callan on TikTok. He's 2 days post-op from his extended tummy tuck. How are you doing, buddy? That's exciting.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Give us all the details so Murph can read them and go pale as a ghost.
Yeah.
He gets a little squeamish when the plastic surgery talk comes.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I was approved for it. I kind of want to get it, but I'm terrified. So
yeah.
Okay, we'll talk more. Or join us at 9:00 when we switch over to
That's
YouTube
right.
and stay here on Instagram, and maybe that'll come up in our conversation on our regular show.
Callan said though that he's doing really well, and the pain has been 3 to 4 at best. So that's good.
That's good.
At his best, it's 3 to 4. At his worst, it's
a 10. No, I'm just kidding.
11, 12 is what he's saying. No, I'm kidding. He had 3.8 pounds of loose skin removed.
Wow.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Is that a lot? Man. Is 3.8 a lot for someone who's had, I don't know what
I mean, that's when you think of it just being skin being removed, like you think of a 3-pound weight. That's a lot.
Okay. Yeah. Just skin. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're getting some more Instagram comments here. Let's see.
Coughing is a 10.
Jamie, she said, I was able to get a job out of the house for the first time in 5 years. And I'm so glad that that's going well. And she said, I walk the doctor's office without losing my breath. That's a huge one. That's for me too, like being able to walk at work and not get out of breath. Whew, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
And then Jeannie, I think it's Jeannie. I think I said that right. She said, not a new recipe, but a current fave, Morningstar Farms frozen breakfast sausage patties. So good and easy. I think those are vegetarian or like vegan, right? The Morningstar brand.
I've got some in the freezer. They are delicious. I love putting those. I dice them up and put them in my my omelets.
Yep. And then Justin said, bariatric meetup in New Jersey next month. Who's coming to Jersey? Yes, go visit Justin. He's the best.
I thought it was in Boston. Wait, I'm confused.
I know. I'm so confused.
Justin,
no, Justin is in Jersey.
Justin in Jersey.
And then just to clarify, Callan clarified 3 to 4 pain scale most of the time. Coughing is a 10, which makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. Coughing, sneezing. Ooh, I couldn't imagine. Oh.
Look, we had Matt hop on Instagram. He said, walked for an hour on the treadmill. Yes. You know what I did this week? That was really fun. My husband got me a Kindle for my birthday, and I went on the treadmill while I was on my Kindle, and the time went by so fast and I didn't fall. I was like coordinated enough. It was really fun.
So you not falling, is that your non-scale victory? Or was it
yeah. Okay, well, just reading in general, I don't know. I was like, I've seen people do that, and I never thought I could be one of those people to do that, or like that I would enjoy it. But I was like, I'll give it a try, and it was so fun. I had a lot of fun, and I didn't fall. So
AJ, what's up, buddy? And Brandon. Those are my dudes right there. I love those guys.
Yes.
Sadly, we're getting off of TikTok in about 3 minutes, but you can join us on YouTube, on Facebook, or on Instagram at the Waiting Table Podcast. And no Rob tonight, so Shea and I will actually get a chance to talk, and we've got a special guest with us. So this is going to be a really, really good, good show. And for those of you on TikTok, you want to show them your book real quick. Mr. Eric Johnson is an author of the book The Wait is Over, and he's going to be talking about his book tonight. So come and hear his story. He's got a great story to tell. So come check him out.
Excited.
Yeah.
And I'll be the one having to run audio visual stuff, so that should be fun because Rob isn't here. So if you want to get a good laugh, I'm like having to gear up. I'm like, oh no, I got to do all of it tonight. We'll see.
Stretch out a little bit. Hey, you were able to walk on a treadmill with a Kindle. I think you can handle
That's right.
You got this.
That's
Shay.
right. I can do it. I could. Thanks for the hype. Oh, hey, somebody asked, where can we find that book, Eric? If people want to go purchase it before we hop over.
Actually, it's on Amazon. You can go straight to Amazon, type in Eric Johnson, The Wait, WEIGHT is over.
Our friends are familiar with that from us.
We do that, yeah.
Yes.
The EI.
So you're telling me I can get your book on my Kindle, and that could be the next thing that I'm reading.
There you go. There you go. Exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
All right. Well, we're going to transition over. Jamie's already queuing me up saying, don't forget the sexy time music. I won't. Don't worry. Thank you, TikTok friends. We will see you over on YouTube. If you want to come for the main show, we'll see you there.
Yeah. We'll see you in a minute.
All right.
Later. All right.
Say what's wrong or right. No. It's not hard to fool me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah. Either way, I follow. No need to say. No. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow. Tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one, yeah. Susceptible now, before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one. Ooh, susceptible. No. 'Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. 'Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Either way, I follow. No need to say. Where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell you good night, 'cause I'll find a better one, yeah. So
What's up? It's Rob with the
Hey,
vibe.
I'm Rob. Hey, this is Murph. Don't forget, real men cry.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Shea. I'm the girl. Welcome to the Waiting Table Podcast. What's up?
What's up?
Hey.
How you doing? Oh, I'm supposed to use the intro.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Waiting Table Podcast, where we have roundtable discussions about the hottest topics with some of the coolest people in the weight loss community. My name is not Rob. Sorry, it's Murph. We've got Shea. We've got Mr. Eric Johnson joining us. And we've got you. So wind down from your busy day. It's hump day. And take a seat at the table. Shea, how you doing?
You were just so excited to do the intro so you could say the how you doing, huh?
Shea,
You were excited about that
how's
part.
it going? Yes, I never get to say that part.
I know. I'm
So now you
doing
gotta
so good. I know. I'm doing so good. I'm so excited to be on here tonight. It feels really nice without Rob here and to have somebody different. No, Rob, if you're watching, we love you too and we miss you. But I'm so excited to have, yeah. Hey, Eric, will you do hearts with us? Rob doesn't have, yes.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Well, with that, who are you? Who is this guy? Who is Eric?
So this is Mr. Eric Johnson. He's the author of a book that he wrote called The Weight, W-E-I-G-H-T, is Over.
We like him already just for that.
You know, that's we love the play on words. And his book can be found on Amazon. And we're going to talk about his book, and we're going to get to know Mr. Eric Johnson a little bit more tonight. And we've got so many questions for you. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here at my house from Detroit. And we were, before we got on, we were talking about Sibley shoes. We were talking about all these different things down in the Detroit area that, good memories, good stuff.
Conversation.
Good conversation. Yeah. So I'm excited to learn more about you. So take just a couple minutes and give us a quick introduction, and then we'll answer some questions, and we'll just keep going and just keep it nice and loose.
All right, sounds good. Hey, you know what? First of all, thank both of you guys for having me on. You know, this is great. You know, when
We'll see if you're saying the same thing after the show. If
after the show, I'm gonna make sure I say the same thing. But no, this is great. You know, seeing that you guys have just having that community of you know, folks are losing weight, are in the process of losing weight, and just to be able to see you guys have done it, been through the process, and I'm hanging out with you guys. I mean, what else can you ask for? You know, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. So, like I said, Eric Johnson, I'm here from Detroit. Met Murph, and for the first time, and this guy is great. You know, I'm enjoying the conversation, like you said earlier, and I'm just looking to get into the show a little bit more.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So your book, you've got on the cover a scale that says 500 and is that 50 pounds? 550 pounds, and you've had weight loss surgery.
Yes.
Okay. What surgery did you have?
I actually had the bariatric.
The gastric sleeve.
Yeah.
Gastric sleeve.
So went through that process, and it was tough. It was tough, you know, just going through that process, because even with the weight, I never forget, you know, one of the doctors, a couple of doctors, I went through that whole presentation, and they asked, like, okay, can you lose weight before we do this surgery? You think you can get down 50 pounds, you know? And I'm like, hey, if I could do that, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. So, you know, just going through the process, and I'm really glad that I went through that process to either just to get on this side right now, because I was going through a dark stage, you know, a really dark period in my life, to where a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, and we'll get into it a little bit further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How far along are you post out?
Right now I'm down to 190.
You're down to 190.
Yeah.
How long ago did you have the surgery?
I had the surgery back in 2017.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So you're a veteran. I mean, in comparison, we're kind of more newbies. Murph it's going to be your 3 year or 2 year.
this is Rob's 4-year, my 3-year.
Okay.
It'll be 2 years for me.
Yeah.
Mhm. So you're our veteran.
I'm the veteran.
You're the veteran. Yeah. So you're 7 years?
Yeah, 7 years in.
7 years
And
in.
it doesn't get easier, not at all. But it's something that you get to the point to where like, look, I'm at this point now, and I have to do it. I have to stay. I can't go back down that dark road anymore. So mentally, I had to change some things. But I'm just so glad to be on this side, being on that other side.
Yeah, that's amazing. So tell us maybe a little bit, I think that's like a good segue. Like, what was your moment of going, okay, I can't do this on my own anymore, and I want to look into weight loss surgery? Was it like a specific moment? Was it an accumulation of a bunch of little moments? Like, what was that moment for you?
Yeah, it was an accumulation. After so long, I watched and different moments of the time. My wife, she actually really pumped me up to really, just move forward with this. Like, look, she was doing different 5K events and, with her girlfriends. And I literally was like, man, I want to do this. I want to jump in. I want to do these different events. And the only way that I was able to do those events I was like, I have to lose weight. Because even then, prior to, I was still, at that time, I was actually on crutches for 5.5 years. Dealing with crutches, knee pains, bone to bone, left hip replaced, as I said, both knees replaced, had to go back and do right knee because my right knee was infected. So I've had a lot of work done, a lot of surgeries done, but just through it all, just making my way through all of that, those trials, the tribulations, and just getting, like I said, getting to the other side. I wasn't going to quit. I refused to quit.
So what? Where? I read the back of your book, and I've read the synopsis, and but maybe you could tell us all. What you mentioned a dark place, and I feel like that's something that we can all kind of relate to. We didn't, a lot of us didn't just wake up one day and we're like, hey, we're going to be unhealthy, and then all of a sudden we're like, hey, we're going to get bariatric surgery. Like it's a process of falling down into this pit of despair. You hit this rock bottom, and I feel like a lot of us have this in common, and I think that's why we all go into like the bariatric awards, the Just Be You Bariatric Awards, and these meetups are so important because meeting other people that have been there, done that. Like you say, you're on crutches and your knees were bad. I was in a wheelchair and had to be pushed around, and I had a walking stick and a cane. And so like, I get it, like we get it. So if you don't mind sharing with us, like what was your dark place and your dark moment? Where did you come from to get to here? Yeah.
It all started from the time I was working in corporate America, and I actually was doing fairly well. I thought my career was on the rise, and I got laid off. And when you get laid off and you're married and you don't know where the next step is coming from, it all played a role. Those walls started closing in pretty fast. The bills were steady coming in, and I just had no idea, nothing what to do, or I had nothing set in stone afterwards. Sending out resumes, nothing coming back in, no type of offers or anything. So the walls were closing in, and some people go to drinking, some people go to smoking. Mine was food, and so from that point, I just kept eating, and next thing you know, you get on the scale and you're getting bigger, you're slowing down. It was rough. It was really a rough time.
And how long were you in that place of?
Couple of years.
Yeah,
a couple of years. And like I said, even with my with my knee replacement. That was like 5 years.
Excuse me.
You know, I was literally on those crutches for 5 years. Those were my legs.
Wow.
Yeah. So it was tough.
Yeah. I think that's so relatable and kind of pertinent too with I know even within my close circle there's been a lot of layoffs, and I think that other people have been experiencing that too, and it's amazing how that one event can trigger, just that need to cope and try to figure things out, and it can be really overwhelming. And so before that happened, did you were you a larger person your whole life? Did you have obesity like in that time, or was it more after that point where you feel like you gained more of your weight?
You know, I was always like the big kid on the block, or
Mhm.
a heavy set kid on the block. I was, even though I played ball, I played baseball, and was fairly active in sports. So, but even with that, it wasn't until that point, and I started working, and when I lost my job, that's when it really, you can tell depression set in, just the whole mindset. It was really bad. It was really bad. So just to try to fight that and get to that next level is where, I had to put in some work.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that work, because I know on the show we talk about that a lot, where if you haven't struggled with the disease of obesity before, you haven't been a larger person, I think it's kind of difficult to understand the mental and emotional hardships that come with that. I think we can understand to a degree where we all know what it feels like to be in despair, to have sadness, to have shame. Um, but we're just big advocates of that mental and emotional support needing to be there. It's not just you get surgery done and hey, I'm all fixed and it's better. Sometimes it can make those mental and emotional pieces a little worse before they get better. So I'm curious, what did you do to help with that piece? Did you do like mental and emotional work before getting surgery, or did that happen a bit more after? What did that part look like in your journey?
Yeah, it kind of happened a little bit more afterwards.
Mhm.
I never forget even just going through the first time I went to the gym. You have to, of course, you're going to get all kind of stares and everything else. So the very first time, and shout out to the Livonia Rec Center. I got to just give them a shout out too, because they were there. They saw me struggling and just embraced me with love. So shout out to Jennifer, who was the swim coordinator, who is the swim coordinator even now. So, but I never forget when she actually sat me into that wheelchair in the swimming pool, sat me in the wheelchair and just put me in the chair to where I could just go all the way down into the pool to where I can work my legs. So, but just even during that time, I mean, everyone just staring at your kids, pointing at you, just all kind of stuff like that. So, you go through those times, but I literally got to the point to where I'm like, you know what, whatever anybody says, I didn't care. I didn't care. I'm just like, okay, this is it. I'm going forward. I'm not looking behind, and we're just going to keep pressing forward. I mean, even now, it doesn't get easier.
No.
You just got to keep pressing forward.
We're on we talk about it all the time. We're on a journey of it's recovery. It's a recovery process.
Yes.
And similar to alcoholics or drug users, or this is a lifetime journey. It's gonna be following us around for the rest of our lives, and we have these choices to make.
Yes.
And and that's part of self-love and caring for ourselves and doing what we need to do versus what we want to do.
That's true.
And it's not easy.
It's
definitely not easy. And bariatric surgery is definitely not the easy way out. For those of you who might come across this and see, that is a very hot topic button. You're going to get a response. If you tell somebody who had bariatric surgery, oh, you took the easy way out. Oh boy, it's on. It's on, because it's tough.
It's tough. And when people say things like that, a lot of times what I'll be like is, look, that is just part of it. That's just the point to where it's okay, look, we're going to do this, but you still got to put in the work.
Yeah.
I'm still drinking a gallon of water a day. I'm still working out every day. So you still have to put in the work. That was just the key to get you to that.
Well, and for me, it was so eye-opening. It was the first, or when I decided to get bariatric surgery, when I was doing more of my pre-op prep work, it was the first time that I had ever heard that obesity was a disease. And that was just like, so anytime I get a chance to talk about that, I like to, because I had never been told that by my doctor. I had never heard that anywhere, that obesity is a disease. If you would have asked me at that point, what are some diseases, heart disease, cancer. I don't know if that's considered a disease I think that would be considered a disease, but kidney disease, like there's all these diseases I could have named. I would have never categorized obesity as one of them. And for me, that was such a pivotal turning point in my journey, because for so long, there was so much shame hanging there of like it being a moral issue. If I just ate better and exercised, then I would lose weight, or having people say, why don't you just eat a little less and then it'll work? But obesity is a more complex disease than that, where, fueling our body, moving our body, those are all things that contribute. But then we have other things too, like our genetics, our hormones, all these other things that play into it. And that was just such a helpful fact to hear for the first time, of like, oh, it's not because I'm a bad person or I'm morally doing something wrong. Like I have this disease and I need treatment. What are my treatment options? And so any chance I have to talk about that, if that's the first time you're hearing that obesity is a disease, look it up. It's in there, and it's been since 2012 is when it got published in the AMA. So
I thought it was 2009.
Might have been.
You're probably right. I tell everybody 2009. Let's just push it back to 2009.
In the 2000s, it was published.
Murph said.
Yeah. When did Murph or both of you, like, did you hear that at a certain point, or anybody else in the comments? Like, is that kind of newer information that you guys heard?
I think I first heard it here at the waiting table. I think it was a guest that we had on the show. I don't remember who it was, but I think somebody said that, and for some reason 2009 stuck in my head because I feel like that's what they said. But it might have been Rob, and if he was talking, then I wasn't really listening. But no, it was probably a guest, and I remember just thinking like, wow, that explains. It doesn't like justify like what I did to my body, and all the things, all the depression and the anxiety and the suicidal ideation. It doesn't justify that, but at the same time, it brings clarity and it brings some sort of closure to that chapter of my life where I thought I was just broken. I had a Planet Fitness membership that I used twice over the course of 2 years, and because it's my fault, it's my problem. But like, no, it's like there's something genetically not wrong, just something that needs attention. If you woke up and you had to squint to see everything, you would make an appointment to go to the eye doctor. We see these signs, but we don't know what to do with them sometimes. But if we normalize it, then there's answers out there, and so it's helpful. And I remember that was the light bulb moment for me when it was like, wow, it's like it's a thing, and it can be helped. And there's so many options too. Not just bariatric surgery. I mean, we've talked to other guests about GLP-1s, and things like that. So there's lots of different options, because every body is different. I love saying that.
I was gonna say, I haven't heard you say that phrase in a while. I'm glad it came up.
Every body is different. It's one of my favorite
I know. It's been a minute since you've said it too. That was good.
I know. Okay.
T-shirt, so.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put that on a shirt. That Murph said.
Right.
What about you? Do you remember?
I don't remember right offhand, but I've heard that before.
It was 2009, right?
It was 2009. Because Murph.
2009. That's when that happened.
That's right.
Savannah did point out that me and Savannah at that time were kids, so we wouldn't know. So
Yeah. See.
No, but I did hear that, that it was a disease, but didn't think anything else from it from that point. Just like, hey, this is something you got to deal with. Kind of deal with it the best way you can.
Yeah. Well, Eric, tell us more about your book. Like, when did you write it? How did you think about writing it? And like, what was the process for that?
Well, the process started pretty much like right when I was in bariatric, or right when I was going through that recovery process.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I need to document this. I need to start documenting the steps that I took, which way that I took to get to the next step. And once I started documenting and making notes of each step and how I got to that point, I was like, okay, let's put this into a book form. Mm-hmm. So when I wrote this book, it took me a while. It took me a while because I had to go back down to this dark path.
Yeah.
Just to remember things. So once you get online, you at your computer, you typing up some stuff and you're thinking about different things that happened during that time in your life. And you're like, oh man, but it was therapy.
Yeah.
It really was. It was therapy. And even now, I've started book number 2. So.
Oh, nice. All right.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
But this book has been a tremendous blessing to write it and to be able to share with others that have been either going down that path. And like I said, when I say the wait is over, I'm not necessarily just talking about physical weight.
Totally.
Mental weight, as well. Just whatever weighs heavy on your life at that particular time. So the process, like I said, it started like right around the time after I had the surgery, had the knee surgeries, and a lot of that stuff. I'm just like, okay, let's put this thing in the book form.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm curious, like I always love hearing authors' ideal like audience profiles, if that makes sense. Like if you could describe like who is the one person that you wrote this book for? Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
Now you say the one person. I can name more than one.
That's okay. Yeah, however many. Yeah, just to kind of like personify.
Yeah, the reason why I say that is because I look back at some family members that really played a key role as to me, and a couple of them are deceased now. And, just sharing information with them, and they're sharing information back to me. 2 of my uncles, one Dr. James Hogan, who's deceased now, but man, just some of the things that he has, and it's crazy because even like all his nephews and nieces, I used to call him up, and we've had conversations in the past, that others did not know that we had, so he shared a lot of stuff with me. So those are some of the key things that helped me to write the book. So like I said, I can look at him, just different family members, my grandmothers, those who have gone and passed by now, that have. I'm just thinking like right now, it's just getting emotional, because it's they played an intricate moment in my parents, my wife. I can go on and on. So
when you're writing too, do you ever feel like you're talking to your past self? Like what you wish you could have told yourself when you were experiencing the stuff you were experiencing?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you think about stuff like that, you're like, man, you know, even now working on this second book, there's things I think about now. And I'm like, man, there's things that I could have done this way or should have done this way. But you just play it out.
Mm-hmm.
You play it out the best way you possibly can, and just watch and see how things go from that point. Yeah.
This is a really good question that Savannah asked. Because you're our veteran now, you're the one who had the surgery, or you've been post-op the longest out of me and Murph, at least. Do you feel like the stigma behind weight loss surgery has changed over the years?
That is a good question. Wow. I don't think it's necessarily changed. I mean, because, even now when individuals, they look at you and they're like, man, you look great. You've lost a lot of weight. You've kept it off, things of that nature. And then they ask you the question, how did you do it? And once you tell them, I had the surgery, and they like, you cheated.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, no, I didn't cheat. That was, I had to do something.
Mm-hmm.
I was literally at that point in my life, 5'8", 550 pounds, well overweight.
Yeah.
I knew, I think about it. I'm like, I was literally at that point to whether or not if I wanted to live or if I was just going to die. I was at that point, and I chose to live. And so, I don't feel like it has changed at all. People are still going to say,
oh yeah,
you cheated.
And it's usually the people that don't understand.
Yes.
Or they don't get it.
Yeah.
Or they, weight comes on and goes off easily for them, or they have the faster metabolism, or they're genetically just built different,
Yeah.
And some people just don't want to understand. It's not that they're ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that it took me a while to kind of wrap my head around, because people would kind of, they'd ask me, how'd you lose the weight? I said bariatric surgery. Oh,
yeah.
And it's like, well, you're dumb. Like, I want to be like, yeah, like, that's not, I'm not, it's not cheating. Like,
no.
Like, if somebody were to tell me, I had a heart attack, what'd they do for you? I had triple bypass surgery. Oh, you cheated. You didn't tell your heart. You didn't tell your heart to work harder. You didn't tell you didn't go, exercise more and eat healthy. Like, what? No, if you need a surgery, we live in an age of modern medicine and modern, technology and things, and like, why not? That's not cheating.
And then, I look at it too. I was at the point where I was literally taking 5 blood pressure pills
a
day.
Yeah.
That wasn't healthy.
CPAP? Were you on the
CPAP machine?
CPAP machine.
I literally sat in a chair for 2 years.
Yeah.
Because I was too scared.
I had a recliner in that corner right there. I slept there for 3 years. I couldn't lay in a bed.
Yeah.
Had CPAP on. Yeah, man.
Too scared to lay down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So
it's crazy.
And
back, and it's like,
I know. Yeah.
Look at it. Man, it's living life. This is why we do it. So we can be here and be here for our kids. And you're a teacher.
Yes.
I want to talk about that. Shea, did you have a question?
No, we could go for that.
So you're a teacher. You're telling me you're an elementary school English teacher.
Yeah.
Okay. And you wrote a book, and you've lost a ton of weight. What do your students think? What do these?
Well, they didn't see me at that time.
Okay.
So they didn't know.
So is this a new?
Yeah. They didn't know at that particular time. Of course, I showed the book, showed the pictures of the book or whatever. But they're like, "Oh, Mr. Johnson, is that you?" I'm like, "Yeah, that was me." So
you're new to teaching?
I'm fairly new.
Okay.
3 years in.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of new.
So you pursued a new career, new dream.
Yeah.
It just opened up for you. Isn't that crazy how that happens?
So even with this book and just kind of talking to different students and just letting them know as far as, hey, you got to get, some of the students you see and just some of the things that they eat. And I'm like, I don't want you to go down that dark road. Do not go down that dark road. just try to teach. So that's pretty much what the next book is about. It's geared more towards the youth.
Okay.
Nice.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Do you have a title for it yet?
I'm not gonna share it yet.
Okay,
we'll wait till the next show.
All right.
Keep a secret.
All right. Round 2.
We already have people on Instagram saying that they bought your book, so they're ready for the second one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
This is a good question too that came in from Instagram, and I think this would maybe be a question for all of us because we're all pretty much in maintenance mode now, where we're not actively losing weight like we did more in the beginning. But someone had asked, not just how did you do it, but how do you maintain? So I'll leave that open while I'm thinking of my answer.
With crackers and cheese and a meat tray.
All this goodies in front of us.
Not how did you do it, but how are you doing it?
Yeah.
It's it's crazy to think back, and like I'm only 3 years post-op, and about 4 years on into this journey, because I had to start about a year before I had surgery. And it's just crazy to think of like how drastically my mindset has changed with food, the way I view food, when I'm trying to chew my food on a live show.
Hashtag cute.
Totes. Hashtag inappropriate. It's just a mindset thing, and we talked about not last week because we took that week off for Valentine's Day, but the week before we talked about being in circumstances and situations where you're celebrating, and you're celebrating Valentine's Day, you're celebrating an anniversary, you're celebrating the Super Bowl, you're celebrating Christmas and the holidays, and like how much your mindset has had to change, but you also develop these habits, I feel like, along the way that you don't even realize. This drink that I made you, the Premier Protein drink, that started off as just a filler, maybe even a slight addiction for a minute, and maybe a transfer addiction with some of the Premier Protein shakes, because it tasted so good. But now it's a part of my everyday routine. I get up and I look forward to starting my day with 30 grams of protein, taking my vitamins. My first sip is with my ProCare vitamins and my omeprazole and other things, and it's just getting into this routine where I don't even have to think about it anymore. It's become my lifestyle, and it's like how people say, get up and just do small things. If you're not in a place to get bariatric surgery, if you're watching this and you're not even thinking about bariatric surgery, but you want to do something to start benefiting yourself, get up. And get up.
Keep going. I was just adding that in there.
Oh yeah, look at that little shameless plug right there. I take my money. But get up and just make the bed. Get up and make the bed, and there's power in that, and it's crazy. The lifestyle change, the way that you think, the way that you look forward to getting up and making the bed, the way you want to drink that coffee, that protein coffee. You want to eat healthy. I mean, the snack here, I wanted to get an apple pie, but my wife said no, get something a little healthier, and so we got the tray. But no, I didn't really want to get pie. I wouldn't do that to you. But wait till the weekend. See, yeah, some things never change, right? Like wait till the weekend, then we're gonna go off the rails a little bit. But I think it's a lot of mindset. It's a lot of just habit forming, good habit forming, and doing things that we should have been doing all along, but now we are kind of being forced to do these things because we've had bariatric surgery. We got to take this seriously. We've gone under the knife and multiple knives, and like this is serious. And so that's how I maintain is like, and I've gotten to a place where I don't weigh in every day anymore. I used to weigh in every day, and that's a process, and trying to maintain without peeking at the scale
Yeah.
to see what am I even maintaining at. No, I'm trusting myself.
Mhm.
I'm trusting myself that I made good choices yesterday. I'm going to make good choices today. And when I get on that scale, I know exactly what it's going to say.
That's right.
It's going to say 185 or 186 or 184. It's going to be like right there in that range based on what I know about the choices that I made. And so that's a really good feeling. Like that's empowering. And that keeps me going.
Yeah.
And so, sorry, that was a very long.
I like it. No, it's good.
That was good stuff.
But your turn. Tag, you're it. I'll take another bite.
Me personally, one of the things I do, and it really has become a routine. I usually wake up pretty early in the morning. I get my day started probably around 3 o'clock in the morning. And normally what I do is I start and I drink my gallon of water. I start off with a gallon. So normally what I do is I will drink a gallon of water before I go to the gym.
What?
So the gym opens at 5 a.m.
You drink a gallon of water
before I go to the gym.
right when you wake up?
Yes.
Before you go to the gym?
Yes.
Murph his workout would be just peeing the entire time.
Yeah, I'd be in the bathroom
not
the whole
handle.
time. I'm holding it right now just from a single cup. I gotta go there 25 minutes.
So from like 3 to about 4:30, I make sure I get my water in. Of course, I'm going to drink water throughout the rest of the day, but at least I know, okay, I got this gallon of water in. And then go to the gym, work out for an hour, and go to work afterwards. So I know that for me, that's my routine. And that's pretty much what has kind of worked for me as far as just sticking with a process. It's taken some time to get to that point.
Yeah.
There was one point to where, I thought that I had to go to the gym and stay in the gym for a long period of time, but that wasn't necessarily the case.
Then the gallon of water kicked in and you were like, I got to get to the bathroom instead.
There you go. Have to be somewhere near a bathroom.
There you go. That's the key.
But yeah, I mean, you go to the gym. My mindset at that particular time was thinking like, oh man, I got to go to the gym. I have to stay in the gym. But that's really not, as long as what they said, the 80-20 rule. So it's basically 80% of what you consume, the other 20% working out or do some type of working out. So I've been kind of living that system for ever since the surgery.
Okay.
And it's worked for me. It's worked for me.
Clearly. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So I just been trying to stick with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've heard somebody say that they drink a gallon of water.
Yes.
First thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning. And you know what? I don't necessarily, it's not like
That's awesome.
I love water. But I know that I'm like, okay, look, this is worked. Let me continue doing it.
Mm-hmm.
It flushes you out.
Uh-huh.
And, just kind of just working it from that point.
Water is
Yeah.
so beneficial.
It is beneficial.
Yeah. That's key to like success. For
It's
real.
almost as good as
water.
Murph's.
Water, yeah. The protein drink, yeah. Water, walking.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Water and walking.
All the W's. Walter,
Water,
if your
walking.
name is Walter and you're watching, you're
Yeah. Walter.
step ahead.
Named. Yeah. What do you do?
So
Shane? Or
my answer, I can never just do like an easy answer. I always get complicated with mine. But I was thinking an easier way in my mind to frame it is the 3 things I learned transitioning from like more of that rapid weight loss period to more of that maintenance. The first thing is learning to trust myself. And Murph, you kind of mentioned this, but like knowing that my body will clue me in and let me know what I need when I need it. And I think for so long, I've talked about this before weight loss surgery, I felt like I was just a floating head where I didn't know what was going on in my body unless it was pain and something that was obvious. But outside of that, I didn't know what was going on. And so getting the surgery done, it was like this quick connection of, whoa, I'm having to learn how to drink water for the first time, how to eat for the first time, how to do all these things brand new. And it's been a really cool process of going, wait, I've known these things all along intuitively, but what have been the things that have made me not trust myself and kind of working on those? It's been society stuff or things that I was taught growing up or whatever. So that's been one of the biggest things is learning how to trust myself. And it makes maintenance a lot easier for me, knowing that some days I eat, 2,200 calories, and some days I might eat 1,800 calories, just as an example, right? Everybody is different, as Murph would say.
Come on now.
But but not getting freaked out about that. It's like just trusting my instinct, literally trusting my gut to tell me when I'm full, when I'm hungry, what I need in that time, and being cool with that. The second thing is learning that I don't know everything, and that's okay. And I
Rob and
think I
have
used
been trying to teach her that for a while. Yeah.
I feel like I need to teach Rob that mainly. No.
I just,
No, but I feel like there's this pressure that either I've put on myself over the years or that has been put on me in different ways where it's like I have to always know the right answer to say or know how to show up. And it's like releasing that control of going, oh my gosh, there is so much I don't know. And that's okay. I'm just going to be constantly learning. And that actually makes life a bit more exciting, right? Of like, ooh, I'm learning new stuff literally every day. So that's been kind of the second mindset shift. And then the third thing in transition from more of that rapid weight loss to that maintenance mode is learning that I actually have the power to choose what I want my life to look like. And again, that's been like a brand new concept because I think for a long time I felt like I was a victim in this hamster wheel, that everything was happening to me, when in reality, I had a lot more choice that I wasn't utilizing in that time. So, yes, circumstances happen that a lot of times are outside of our control. We can't control other people, we can't control circumstances, but I can control how I show up in that, what I say, who I choose to have in my life, who I choose not to have in my life. And I think that's been the other really big shift for me of going, ooh, I get to be the one to create those habits that I enjoy. So like what you guys were saying of, I just do these things now because I enjoy it. It's like, yeah, I have routines now that I genuinely look forward to doing every day, where before I felt like I didn't have anything stable that I could grab onto because I didn't really like a lot of parts of my life because I felt like I didn't have control over them when I did. So those were my 3 things.
Nice.
Good.
Nice. Yeah. Cam said thank you. She's maintaining, but she always feels like she could be doing more.
Oh, yes.
This was super helpful. Yeah, and you got to give yourself some grace, though. I mean, sometimes we're literally doing all that we can do. Even though we feel like we could be doing more, try again tomorrow. Don't get discouraged or don't get upset or frustrated. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you didn't do as well as you wanted to, but try again next meal or next bite, and just take it one thing at a time.
Well, and I think it's important to recognize where that's coming from, right? Like how many of us were on a constant diet growing up our whole lives? How many of us were always told that we need to be doing more, doing better? And so it makes sense that when you get to a point where it's like, you say within yourself, like weight wise, I'm actually feeling really good. I just, I saw somebody say that they ran a marathon. Like, I'm doing these things that I enjoy in my life. When is it going to be enough? And it's, I think, just important to recognize that for a lot of us up until this point, we've always been told it's not enough. And it's a hard transition going into, wait, this is enough. And what are the things that I actually want to do moving forward? It's like, it's a weird transition period for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And what works for you 1 year post-op it might not work for you 2 years post-op or 3 or 4.
Totally.
Or 7. I mean, you're ever evolving. It's ever changing. And learning to grow with that and evolve with that in your mindset as well as your habits. That's what maintaining is, I think, too. Is being able to adjust and pivot. We talk about pivot, sometimes. Like
Pivot.
like when Rob lets us know at the last minute that he's not going to be on the show, and we got to pivot. It's okay. But sometimes it's like what was working, all of a sudden your body says no, that doesn't work anymore. You need to try something else, it's part of the process, and that's what I think I like about it the most. Like,
it's fun, kind of like
it's temporary. Like I'm not liking that I can't eat these certain foods right now, but maybe down the road I will be able to. Or like I remember, like it took me like a year and a half before I could have a salad. I was like, I was really wanting a salad, and then like I finally got to that stage where it's like, oh, salad's staying down, and that's really cool. And now I don't want salad anymore. I just like now I'm craving soups, but at the time I couldn't have a whole lot of soup, and now I can have more soup than I could then. And so it's fun to just play around. I think that's why I love like when Shea does recipes, or I love my protein coffees. I like mixing up different things. I like trying new stuff. There's not one answer for everything, and it's not just eat healthy and go to the gym either. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta listen to your body. You gotta listen to those cues. Am I hungry? Am I thirsty? Going back to your gallon of water that you drink, Jamie's asking, do you add any flavoring to it, or do you just drink straight Detroit water?
I just go
from the Rouge.
Not the Rouge.
Not the Rouge.
Not the Rouge. No, just straight water.
Straight water.
Just go ahead and just chug it on down, get it done, get it over with. At least you're done for the day.
Man. That's insane.
Check with your doctor first, depending on where you're at. That might not be wise for everybody.
You know what? It's another thing. I'm glad you mentioned that too, Shea, because one of the things my doctor mentioned to me after a period of time, I told him, I'm still doing a gallon of water a day. He was like, I don't think you need to do that anymore, But it's like your body just gets so used to doing it.
Yeah.
It's like that's the first thing I do when I wake up in the morning. I'm getting, I'm just starting that process, and I'm like, okay.
So you're supposed to drink a gallon of water a day.
Yeah,
but you drink it in your first hour.
Yeah, not
right.
before.
You're like, done. What's next on the list?
Hey, whatever works for you. I think that's cool. And that's the thing. It's like come on, Murph, say it with me. Ready? Every body
is different.
And that's cool.
That's right. My body needs Mio. I need some flavoring. I hate regular. I gotta have flavor, or else I'm not drinking it. I went like I've been like 2, maybe 3 days in the past 3 years that I haven't flavored my water, and it was awful.
It was terrible.
I couldn't do it. I remember that.
Hey, again, do what works for you. I think we need to do like a competition though when we're all in person with Rob. We're going to have to see how long it will take you, Murph, to drink a gallon of water and how many times you go to the bathroom in that time. Sounds like a fun game.
Yeah, we'll chart that.
It sounds like a fun game for me and Rob, not necessarily for you.
What else? What else is going on here? Jamie,
we're talking about Cedar Point trips.
He says she's gonna try to get with you when she comes to Detroit in June, and asked if you could autograph her book.
Yeah, I got you, Jamie.
To which you said yes, and that's awesome. Yeah. All right.
I know we're having some good feedback in the.
Yeah. We got about 10 minutes left. God, time always flies so fast.
I know.
If anybody has any questions for Mr. Eric Johnson, please throw those into the chat right now.
I just have to say, I love how you put the title. It's where you put Murph and Mr. Eric Johnson. It feels like you're like a kid visiting a principal's office, and like you're the kid in trouble, like with Mr. Eric Johnson.
Well, he's a teacher.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I want to be respectful, and no problem. I want to change my name to Mr. Murph.
Mr. Murph.
No, see, that just doesn't work. Like, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Murph sounds like a little kid's name almost, and then like ooh, Murph got sent to Mr. Johnson's office. Ooh.
I'm trouble.
Uh-huh.
Eric, where are you now mentally?
Mentally,
How you feeling?
oh man, I feel great.
Yeah.
I feel great. Mentally, I mean, I'm stronger, definitely more wiser, and making all my decisions.
Yeah.
You know, every decision that I make sure that I'm a man of faith. So I want to make sure that I commune with God first.
Okay.
You know, before I do anything. And,
Even before your gallon of water?
Even before my gallon of water. Can you believe it?
But that's second, right? God first, then your gallon of water.
Then the gallon of water comes in.
All these t-shirt ideas are coming in.
Hashtag.
God first,
Right.
gallon of water second. Like, oh,
There.
But mentally, I'm much stronger than what I was before. You know, I feel like now I'm ready. I'm ready to conquer whatever comes my way. You know, just ready to push forward and conquer whatever comes my way. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah.
Any more questions? We're gonna start wrapping it up here.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
Mr. Eric Johnson, where can people find you if they're like, hey, this guy is so cool. What is he up to? Where can I go see what he's doing? Tell us where to find you.
Well, you definitely can find me on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. And then all my contact information is on Instagram. The book is on Amazon. You can also go to www.yourwaitisover/breakthrough. Yeah, so you can actually go there as well.
Cool.
You find all the information. Everything should pop up from that point. But like I said, all social media platforms.
sweet. TikTok? You're on
TikTok.
TikTok? All right. That was your first time going live on TikTok.
I know.
though,
I don't
right?
really use it a lot,
That was
but I
fun.
do have it.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, we had another question came in. Jamie asked, "How did you mentally handle stalls?" I feel like that's a good question because a lot of people talk about stalls.
Yeah.
Stalls. Oh,
Yeah. So it's like stalling out, you get to that plateau where like you're not losing any more weight. I must have been through 15 stalls where I thought this was it. Like I'm gonna get down to 250, and and it was like I was stuck there for a few weeks.
That's tough. That's one of the things I did because I did the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I actually stalled, but I just kept pushing forward. I think one of the things too for me was when other people see you and they give you compliments, I'm like, okay, even though I might be at a point to where I'm stalled, but then there's always going to be that one or two people in there that are like, man, you're looking great. I'm like, oh, well, let me just keep going. I'm kind of stalled right now, and I think I shared this story once before. Is that I ran into my neighbor, and one of my neighbors told me that they were like, look, Eric, I used to see you walking to the post to the mailbox, and I used to cringe just watching you walk to the mailbox because I'm on crutches. I was struggling just to get to the mailbox. But she was like, when I see you now, I'm like, wow, like you look great. Now, this is a neighbor. I see her, we wave, hey, good morning, whatever. She speak good morning, and that's it.
Yeah.
But when we had that conversation, I was like, oh wow, okay, so people are actually watching.
People notice.
They watch you, and you really don't think. So I'm like, okay, so that's my thing. I'm like, okay, let me just step it up and keep it going.
Yeah.
That keeps me motivated even when you stall. Just keep going.
Yeah, people are always
I love it.
people are watching, and
They're watching.
And sometimes when you stall, we're talking about a scale stall, really.
Yes.
When you get on the scale and it's not moving, that means nothing. I mean, because you could, unless you're charting your measurements and things. I mean, you could be gaining muscle, and you don't even realize it. So sometimes a stall isn't even a stall. And you just got to push through it. And
Yeah.
just because the scale doesn't change doesn't mean that your mindset can't change, or you actually gained muscle and actually lost some weight too. And so there's a lot of different factors involved. So
and one thing I try to remember for myself too, whenever I get frustrated that my body's not doing something that I want it to do, I used to be so harsh on myself and so shaming of like, why can't you just pull it together? Why can't you just do this one thing I'm asking you to do? And it's like our bodies, they know what they're doing. And even if we don't understand exactly what's going on, everything our body does is to protect us and to give us information. And so just keeping that in mind of like, instead of being so harsh on yourself of like, why won't you lose this weight? Or why won't you do this, that, or the other? It's like, what I try to do now is asking myself, oh, that's interesting. Like, why are you doing that, body? Like, what are you trying to tell me with not losing weight? Maybe this is where I need to be right now. Maybe I'm, having a little bit of excess water. I don't know, whatever it is. So again, approaching yourself with kindness goes a long way.
Yeah.
Shea, you hit it right on the nose.
Yeah.
That was perfect. Perfect answer. Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, next week, just so you guys know, we have another cool Eric coming on. This is like February is the month of Erics. We have Dr. Eric Smith from the 1,000-Pound Sisters. He's the surgeon on that show. He's going to be joining us, but I'm really excited for this episode because I know he's been on lots of other shows and podcasts where he talks a lot about surgeries and like more of his job. But I am really hoping that we ask him questions just to get to know him more as a person, because interesting fact, he is also a drummer. And those that don't know, Murph and Rob are both drummers as well. So I'm going to come in next week with a really fun game that we can play with the drummers. And it's just going to be really fun. So yeah, join us next week with Dr. Eric Smith from 1,000-Pound Sisters. He's going to be on.
I'm excited.
Nice.
That's going to be a great show. Yeah.
Wanted
to let you guys know as well that the National Institute of Health declared obesity a disease in 1998.
Oh, that's the earliest I've heard.
And the American Obesity Society did so in 2008. And the American Medical Association, AMA, designated obesity a disease in 2013.
Oh, so we were all wrong.
I had to Google it. 2009. You guys heard it here. 2009. That's when it was.
That was kind of, I think, like an average of all of them together.
It probably was. Yeah. Divide by whatever. Yeah. So I thought that was cool. I looked that up earlier and I wanted to share. So yeah, obesity is a disease and has been for a long time, and so we need to stop shaming people and help.
That's right.
Love on yourself. Right. So I don't know the outro.
I think just wing it. I'm just gonna play the music like Rob does. And
he always does that. This has been another episode of the Waiting Table Podcast. I hope you guys had a great time. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you so much
for being here.
We're serving the weight loss community.
1 pound at a time. We did it.
And this is where we dance, but I don't think I have the music queued up, so it's kind of quiet. And we got to get some like us freestyling, just
I hear something. There you go. It's there.
Okay, there you go.
I hear it.
Rob never dances with us, so you win, Eric.
Heart hands for Rob.
Gotta do heart Rob. Or heart Rob. He's our heart Rob, not our heart throb. He's our heart Rob.
Rob. Love you guys.